Dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, buddham saranam gacchami.
folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom.
Okay. Setting a proper motivation with 3 points. Refuge field. Okay, so basically we see that today is the last session. Tomorrow. Okay. Today is Wednesday. Okay. So what are we doing today, this morning, and tomorrow morning? They are for us to learn. If we are to have a daily practice, if we are to design a daily practice for yourself, what have we done? So this is what for we are here in the morning. Then today and tomorrow morning. Then the next point is that I'm keen, and some of you, I know that you are keen on doing this practice on a daily basis, but then you're struggling with the time constraint, and what we do is like 2 hours, and if you do it on your own of the full form, what we do, it'll take like 1 hour if you do that by yourself, because it'll be much faster. And if you want to, some of you may not have like 1 hour every day. If you want to do it like half an hour or like 20 minutes, how do you do? This I'll be happy to discuss tomorrow or maybe this afternoon. And let's see, is there anybody who likes to remind me? Okay, Elena, Jane, Taruna, 3. Okay, then the Iran, Nama or Namas? Nama, yeah. Nama. Okay. So remind me tomorrow or this afternoon or tomorrow. If so, let's see, this afternoon or tomorrow. With this in mind, so as we do now, just try to remember the points. And of course, the points are pretty straightforward, but still try to remember the points. And also, you don't worry too much about that. We have the recording, and that too, let's pray that the recordings are clear. Sometimes the recordings, we trust the recordings are hopeless. Okay. So with my 3 points in to be kept in mind: refuge field, Boddhicitta field, and the purpose of this practice. Refuge field, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas as a source of inspiration for your cultivating the 2 wings, the Boddhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness, to cross the ocean of samsara for yourself and for all beings. And the manner in which you visualize them, that they are so loving, caring, and embracing. And for the Boddhicitta field, visualize your 2 kind parents and all of them members, including children and all the dear mother sentient beings living on another side, where you are so loving, caring, and embracing towards each one of them. And the purpose of this practice is to awaken your ultimate potential for infinite happiness and fearlessness, for which now we know that this can be awakened only by removing the mental dirt. There is no other shortcut, so there is no other way. To remove the mental dirt, we need to apply the respective remedies. And given that all the mental defilements, the nature of the mental defilements, somehow they are connected, linked with the self-grasping ignorance, either in the form of the offshoots, what stems from the self-grasping ignorance, or the subtle stains of this in the form of cognitive obscurations. And thus the remedy lies in the wisdom of emptiness. And this wisdom of emptiness needs to be practiced, and needs to be activated to such the full strength of the non-dual wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas to reach to that level, we first need that to be done in the form of the conceptual experience. And for that we need the wisdom drawn through reflection. The conviction needs to be gained. For this, to gain the conviction, we need to have extensive learning, extensive material to reflect on to gain this conviction. So for that, what we're doing here, studying, is to gather information to cultivate the wisdom drawn through learning. And all these three wisdoms must be supported by Boddhicitta. If you want to use this wisdom of emptiness to cut the subtlest of the mental stains, for that the Boddhicitta is required. Very powerful, courageous mind of the Bodhicitta is required. And to really succeed in this Bodhicitta practice, unconditional love, wishing to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, it must be triggered by a very powerful compassion towards the beings. And to what extent you cultivate the compassion, it entirely depends on what is the degree of renunciation that you feel with respect to yourself, how you feel fed up with the samsaric experiences, suffering change, and the purpose of conditioned suffering. So with this motivation, desiring to cultivate renunciation, great compassion, bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, and single-point meditation for the benefit of yourself and all eternal sentient beings, imagine that all beings are joining you and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are watching us. Page 3. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And teach with great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje juda zoge junam loi chanju pardo dane gyabso che lage jinso gebe sonam ye dolo benjire sanje dubare sho. Sanje juda zoge junam loi chanju pardo dane gyabso che lage jinso gebe sonam ye Tala benjire sanje dubare sho, sanje juda zoge chonamla, chanjo bardo dane jabzo je, dage jinso gebe sonamge, tala benjire sanje dubare sho. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the Supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is free of aberrations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all leads here seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths, courses, or helping migrators achieves the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subdue was expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings. The teacher, Sugata and protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines for the forever noble light rays, to you the Buddha I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence I chant the motto of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodham evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye Dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaya swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaya swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessational causes as well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-lighted, non-composite. Such is the nectar that Dharma have discovered. Finding no one could fathom this teaching, in silence I will return to words. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. Is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas, or 3 times our obeisance. The 4 seals of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena are the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expansive billions of eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries glow. If attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If attached to your own self-interest, you have no Boddhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, recalling the qualities of the Buddha Shakyamuni, and see if you have some of these qualities within you. If you do have, rejoice, and see how to nurture them further. If you don't have, keep in mind that we still have the seeds of these, and see how to cultivate them and how to nurture them. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the 4 destroyer, completely perfected, full awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and full awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then set them supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain. Frame the bliss in the 3 worlds, winner the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With a supreme science, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dusty like you, the 3 worlds are not, incompatible wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, filled of merit with qualities like vast ocean, to you that the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, wholly feel qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly, this is a teaching of Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud, see conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of false seeing, subdue the 4 faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Okay, page 29, the Heart Sutra. Okay, let us remember the 3 points. One, what is the question asked by Shariputra to Avalokiteshvara? Number 2, what is the response given by Avalokiteshvara to Shariputra? Number 3 was the benefit if we practice as taught by Avalokiteshvara to Shariputra. Okay. I prostrate without a tubal gem. Thus did I hear one time the Buddha was dwelling on Master Balcha's mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, empty is not other than form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and consciousness is empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no opportunity to touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, so on up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on up to and including no aging in death and no extinction of aging in death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation of the path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the 3 times also manifest the complete awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared: Dhyata Om Gade Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaham. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha rose from their concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you've indicated, even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha, having thus spoken, the Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding the entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and gandharvas, were overjoyed in the highly praise that is spoken by the Buddha. Okay, as we recite this mantra, just imagine that you are there in Rajgir, where the Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Avalokiteshvara, Shariputra, all were there. And imagine the Buddha Shakyamuni exhorting us thus: don't remain in fear of samsara, come to ultimate happiness by awakening the zero perfection within you. And you hearing what the Buddha Shakyamuni is exhorting, you inform this to all the dear sentient beings. And all beings happily, hearing what you are saying, they so happily join you in the journey of cleansing the mind to awaken the zero perfection, to become enlightened. Dhyata Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha Dhyata Om Gade Gade Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Dhyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyatha 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 Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. By the teachings of the three Supreme Jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrance be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may auspicious and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Okay, 8 verses of mind training. To cultivate compassion, which involves two things. One, to eradicate the non-conducive factors for compassion, which involve the ego, anger, jealousy, and so forth, and that too not by forcing, but by looking at the causes, what triggers these negative destructive emotions, and the factors which are responsible in triggering the negative forces like anger, ego, jealousy, and so forth. Mitigate the power of these forces so that the anger and so forth will be subdued, with this leaving room for compassion to arise. Okay, and then the how to cultivate compassion on the basis of two primary methods: by seeing all the beings as one's mothers, as so loving, caring, and embracing, and to see that finally I get the maximum benefit from all the beings, near and dear ones, neutral beings, and difficult people. Okay, so with this compassion, then the commitment that I will do the maximum for all my dear mother sentient beings by becoming Buddha to help them. Okay, with this mind, let's turn to 8 verses of mind training. By Geshe Dorje, with the determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself their defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer the benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all of this remain undefiled by the stains of 8 mundane concerns, and may recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. From my 2 collections, vast space that I have amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom is blinded by ignorance. Okay. So next we'll read the 7th practice. It's self-explanatory. for us to prepare our journey towards ultimate happiness, towards the enlightenment. And as we read this, just see to reflect on meanings. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. You, the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy or aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas, visualize this real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas, numberless as particles. Each of them is a host of Bodhisattvas, and more confident as sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with the Buddhas in this way. With the infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music scented with oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense I offer to you victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, offered to you victorious ones. With transcendental offerings peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, all the victorious ones. Every harmful action I've done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift my heart and rejoice in all the merit of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. Mantle offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha filled and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. O Sajibhage Joshe Mendotam Rarable Shanyada Gyambadim Sanje Shendo Medebuvaye Togunam Dashin Chubarai Shom. The 4 Dhammas of Venerable Gambapa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dharma practices on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The 4 Dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva, becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence. Please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious Boddhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mende Lagam Niratiyame. Okay, the foundation of all good qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. This is the roadmap, roadmap to enlightenment. And from this, you just see that to work on attaining Buddhahood or full awakening of your potential, what are things to be practiced? What are things to be kept in mind? The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the price of freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of riches and non-riches come and follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teaching is keeping the Pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into a sea of samsara, so fall my migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in Supreme Boddhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop Boddhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. Within my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I've pacified distraction to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified part of calm abiding, special insight. So here, calm abiding means shamatha. Shamatha, and the special insight meaning to brighten to make the wisdom bright, the special analytical meditation, and calm abiding shamatha to stabilize your practice. Having become a pure vessel by training the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the Supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows in places like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and the paths, may quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, a Manjushri master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hosts of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sage of the land of snows, thou stand top by their feet and make prostrations. Mil mil tsa cha cha re se cha me ken be wam bo jam be yam kan jen ke be zo ge zo ka ba lo san ta be sham la so wa de le me ze ve de che che re se che me ken be wam bo jam be yam kan jen ke be zu ge zo ga ba lo sa cha be sham la so wa de me ze der cha cha re se che me ke me om bo jam yang kan jen ke me zu ye zo ka ba lo sa cha sham la so van dem. Venerable Geshe, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hosts of demons without exception. Sankaba, crown jewel of the sages of the land who snows, Lobsan Taba at your feet and make prostrations. Okay, next, the consummate, generate the amount of consummate yoga, which consists of the 4 practices: renunciation, what? Single point meditation, the shamatha practice, renunciation, Boddhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, and then taking the esteemed Bodhisattva vow. Okay. First, the shamatha practice. 5 minutes, ready? Okay, now no need of instructions. 5 minutes, straight away. Okay. Next is renunciation on the basis of the four seals. So what we do is that I will cite each of the seals one by one with a gap of like 2 minutes, and meanwhile you keep reflecting on the points. For example, all composite things impermanent. You reflect on the gross impermanence, subtle impermanence, and they just keep reflecting on these by bringing the reasons, examples, and so forth. And then when I move to the second seal, all contaminated things, suffering nature, no need to hurry. Slowly wind up what you are already doing and move to the next. So this is how we are doing. Ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce miseries. To renounce miseries, we need to know how to renounce causes of the miseries. And the cause of the miseries, the Buddha identified the four mistaken or the four kinds of ignorance. Perceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent, perceiving miseries as happiness, and perceiving impure things as pure, and perceiving what is selfless nature as of selfhood. To eradicate these, the Buddha taught the four seals. The first, all composite things impermanent. Next, all contaminated things are suffering nature. Everything is the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Okay, so for this part, I will give the instructions. Just follow the instructions of the emptiness. We say that all the miseries are related to projecting things as object real, and this is the ultimate cause of miseries. And to get rid of this, we need to cultivate the wisdom, the opposite force. What is wisdom? The discerning mind whose apprehension of the object tells with reality. What's the reality? Reality is what the Buddha indicated as everything is the nature of selflessness and emptiness. What is that? Today we'll meditate on the emptiness of somebody who you love so much. Your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, or somebody who you truly feel so affectionate, loving, or in some cases attachment also. And let's see how that is, we deceptively perceive that, and then all these feelings of attachment builds up. Think of that person in front of you, and how's your reaction? Your mind is being pulled, but you feel so light and spacious. Okay, your mind is pulled by the person. How does the person appear to you? As object real, or like a dream that your mind is creating? And of course, it's so objectified, so solidified, objectified there. Not at all project my own mind. Okay, this recognition that the person appears as so object real, this recognition is known as the identified object negation. And this mode of existence of the person is totally deceptive. This is also known as self-grasping ignorance. And how do we know that this self-grasping ignorance is not a valid mind? How do we know that? Yes, this is a pure deception. Had it been the case, this is not a deception. Remember what Arjuna said. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Like that, likewise, with a similar token of reasoning, if this person were to exist objectively, how he or she appears to me. The person should be able to be seen through close inspection, because it appears so object real. Closer you go to the object, you'll be able to identify that. Mind going closer towards that is known as ultimate analysis. In technically speaking, we subject this person to ultimate analysis to see the person does exist objectively, ultimately, intrinsically. Subjecting the person to ultimate analysis, anything which is not a person which you're not interested in, just ignore and try to look for where this person is. Okay, going closer to this person, closer, you see the first layer of the thin skin. Of course, that's not that person. Ignore this. Behind that, the fatty tissues, very scary to look at. Behind that, the muscles, cartilages, alongside the whole skeleton, the bone, the flesh. These solid parts constitute the element of earth, such as the heart, the lungs, the liver, spleen, pancreas, intestine, and so forth. And none of these solid parts constitute this person in the ultimate analysis. In the ultimate analysis means objectively we see that that person is not to be identified as one with its parts. The element of earth, element of water, 4 liters of blood which is pumped in and out by the heart, different parts of the body. Of course, that is not a person. Sometimes with the injury, the bloods go out, and we don't see the person's going out. We try to save the person. Element of fire, 2,500 joules of energy. Even that's not your body heat. Even that is not that person. Element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in and out through your lungs. Of course, that is not that person. Element space, 99.99% of the person's body is just space. And the space vacuum in nature, this person is solid in nature. Of course, the space is also not that person. What is left now? The mind or the consciousness. If this mind is also not this person, I can see this person, but I cannot see the person's mind. And the person is a male, a female, third gender, whatever. But the mind does not have any gender. So therefore, in this mind, element of mind or element of consciousness is also not this person. Give this away. Okay. Now we've come too close to the object, and what do you see? I just see the 6 elements. And that's ultimate analysis, means objectively. And where is the self amongst the 6 elements? None of the 6 elements to be identified as objective from the object as the self. Okay. So if you are sure of this, this is the essential understanding, the emptiness of objects being intrinsically one with its parts. Now, if the parts are not to be seen as objectively one or objectively as the person, remove these 6 elements and see if the person still exists as objectively real apart from the 6 elements. Remove 6 elements, nothing is left there as the person. If you are sure of this, this is in lieu of essential understanding the emptiness of objects being intrinsically different from its parts. Next, you see, if you are also aware of this, that ruling out these 2 possibilities, that the person to be identified as objectively as one with the aggregates, 6 elements, or different from the 6 elements, entails that the person cannot possibly exist from the object, logically speaking. Yes, it makes sense. If you're very sure of this, this is for the essential of identifying, essential of the understanding pervasion, that anything which is empty of intrinsically being one with its parts and intrinsically different from its parts entails the emptiness of the objective existence of the person. So from this now, you have come too close to the object in our ultimate analysis. Where is this person? This person is nowhere to be seen. Stay in this experience for a while. This is not what I'm inventing. I'm just covering this. This reality which existed since time immemorial. But on the contrary, I've been constantly deceived every moment by the self-grasping ignorance to force me to see this self, this person as object real, and because of which all these emotions arise, attachment and so forth. And if something goes wrong, the person cheats on you, or the person does something wrong, there's so much anger, jealousy and so forth. So this is all the stir of emotions, fire of the emotions are triggered by this. The ground is the belief in that person to be real. That's amazing. Yes. When I see this person to be just empty in our ultimate analysis, yes, instantly attachment dissolves, anger dissolves, jealousy dissolves. It's amazing. In some cases, a tinge of fear can come to you. Tickling sensations can flow through your body. Cold waves can flow through your body. If these indications do come, you are very fortunate. Keep practicing this. Over time, this fear, the tinge of fear, will be replaced by incredible tranquility, incredible confidence, incredible fearlessness. So precious. Amazing. This is the meaning of life. Just grabbing at the opposite gender. This is not the meaning of life. The real meaning of life is that to see that nothing is objective, where my mind finds total rest, peace, and fearlessness. Wow. I found the meaning of my life. So precious. Okay. So with this we see that just as this person dissolved in the eyes of the ultimate analysis, if you subject all your sorrows, likewise they will dissolve. Sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, bewilderment, confusion, jealousy, anger, hatred, Subjecting these ultimate knowledge, they all dissolve. Your mind feels total rest, absolute at peace. Amazing. This state of experience of emptiness, where all your miseries, sorrows are transcended, is known as absolute peace or nirvana. Just build a very strong or generate very strong aspiration. May I experience this emptiness where all my sorrows are transcended. May I experience this deeply. That aspiration is the renunciation. Good. Slowly come out of this practice and we will move to the Boddhicitta practice. Are you ready? Are you good? For the Boddhicitta, given that this is something which we never experience, Boddhicitta, this expansive, unconditional love towards all the beings. Because of this, we need role models. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, actually they have been through this process. They once struggled. There's so much of jealousy, selfishness within themselves. Then gradually they studied the Boddhicitta, they studied the wisdom of emptiness, they reflected, they meditated upon, and gradually selfishness dissolves and compassion starts to dawn in. They become so confident that this meaning of life, the rest mundane engagements, is all just waste of time. They see the meaning of this life. And then they practice more, and then they see that, okay, this is how one can grow. And then seeing somebody struggling in this, they would really empathize with each one of us. That this is how I went. This is what the Buddhist Bodhisattvas they feel. This is how I went through. Now they are struggling. By only through this struggle can one expect to reach that expansive universal compassion, expansive happiness. So the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, particularly the Buddhas, they are deliberately there to feel through the clairvoyance. They can see that this is what they've been through in the past, many past lifetimes. Now these are the people who are struggling to follow this path. They don't want to be in samsara anymore. So I should be there to really safeguard them. It is said that the Bodhisattvas engage in Bodhisattva path, given that this is something which we have never traversed before. The Buddhas, they are particularly there to protect us, to follow this path, because they see you as their own child, and they will say, protect us. So cultivating desire to protect the practice of bodhicitta, and then saying praise to Buddhas Bodhisattvas, it is said that is particularly very effective. Your prayers will be answered. So from our side, we have to put the maximum effort and then pray to the Buddhas Bodhisattvas to continue to inspire us. They will particularly to be there for us. Okay, ready? Okay, sit properly and visualize all the Buddhas Bodhisattvas, particularly Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as so loving, caring, embracing. Okay. So we'll do the practice on the basis of the four immeasurables, with the cognizance of the merit in cherishing others and demerit in cherishing oneself very clearly. And there's going to be guided meditation. Just follow the instructions. Immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. Primarily the cause of happiness constituting of the fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness and the most beautiful mind of the bodhicitta, unconditional love of bodhicitta. May all my dear mother sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas witnessing that witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, the intense happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate omniscient minds to ascend to nectars and very soothing lights towards you and all ultimate sentient beings. The mere touch of the lights and nectars with the body beings yours instills in all happiness and causes happiness within you and all ultimate sentient beings. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening towards all the ultimate sentient beings. You are intense happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. Causes of suffering primarily consists of self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. May all my dear sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. I will take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, they are intensely happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassionate omniscient minds to ascend for the nectar of soothing lights towards you and all ultimate sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body beings yours washes away all the miseries and causes the miseries within you and all human sentient beings. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to us all the human sentient beings. You are intense happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable joy. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they are endowed with. May all my dear sentient beings never be separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they are endowed with. I will take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the cause of happiness that they are endowed with. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like a mother, after all these many years of nurturing children, today, for the first time, today, the eldest daughter, just age 12, and the eldest son, just age 11, they come to see the mother, meet the mother, and tell the mother, "Mother, please take rest. You have done everything. Now we've grown up. We'll take care of all our siblings." Imagine, the mother could not believe her eyes and ears. There's so much joy and happiness and the pride the mother feels towards you as a little daughter or little son. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They feel so proud for you today. There's pride and happiness within the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They invoke their compassionate omniscient minds to ascend to the nectars and very soothing lights towards you and ultimate sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body beings yours stabilizes the happiness and the cause of the happiness the beings are endowed with. And you witness such a miracle is happening to us all the beings, all the sentient beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable equanimity. How good would it be that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other dear mother sentient beings equally, leaving none aside. May all my dear mother sentient beings be freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment that the mother of the, after all these many years of raising her children, today, eldest daughter and eldest son, just aged 12 to 11, come to the mother, telling the mother, "Mother, please take rest. You have done everything for us. We are grown up. We'll take care of all the siblings, all the 5 siblings." The mother could not believe her eyes and ears. So happy, tears rolling down her cheeks. This is exactly what is happening to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So they're so happy. They're so proud to see what are you doing today. And this pride and happiness all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas experience invoke their compassionate omniscient minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all the sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with bodies beings yours frees the beings from the biased attitude of excessive attachment to some and aversion towards others, and instead making them abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other dear sentient beings equally, leaving them aside. And you're so pleased to see the miracle. You're so pleased. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Underscore all the 4 immeasurables is unconditional love towards all beings. Just embodying this unconditional love, imagining that you are looking at the eyes of each of the sentient beings with the glow of the glow of compassion, glow of kindness and love, to the extent that each one of them feels himself as so special in your eyes. And this unconditional love is the ground for your bodhicitta, the most beautiful mind. With this mind, with folded hands, let us make a Buddhist commitment 3 times together, wholeheartedly. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Slowly transform this beautiful mind, the most courageous mind, the most beautiful mind in this universe, the mind of altruistic Boddhicitta, into a spotlessly clean moon disk, 1.5 inches or 2 inches in diameter, horizontally sitting with the heart. Okay, that's amazing that you made such a courageous commitment of Bodhicitta. That's amazing. But keep in mind, no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out. Yes, that's true, I understand that. But I'm not like a handful of sand. I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds, squeezing away the oil does come out. I have the Buddha nature within me, the seed of the perfection within me. But how, if you have this, how come that it's not activated? It's not manifest since time immemorial till now. Yes, that's true. It's not because that I'm being totally deceived by the 2 demons. Self-grasping ignorance, self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance imprison me in the projection of my own the objective appearance, my own projections, objective appearance, creating a trapping in the dream of the misperception of objective reality, thereby experience total loss of freedom, the fear of samsara. Self-centered attitude make me to be divisive, create division amongst with me and others, thereby creating all these problems, thereby not letting me to let my mind to flow freely with compassion towards other beings, thereby restricting me from experiencing infinite happiness. And today I'm disillusioned by that I'm going to exterminate these two at all cost. What are you going to do? How are you going to exterminate that? But it's sort of a very powerful remedy. What is the remedy? The wisdom of emptiness. The non-dual wisdom of emptiness, the Arya Bodhisattvas who see emptiness directly. I'm going to cultivate that wisdom with me. What is that like? Okay, quickly retrieve the experience of emptiness with emptiness of the person who you love so much, and which we did as third seal, as a part of the four seals. Quickly think of the person. How does the person appear to is so object real? Subjecting this person to ultimate analysis, we end up seeing the 6 elements of the person. Tell me, which of the 6 elements of the person is this person? None. This is the understanding the emptiness of objects being one with its parts. Okay, if none of these 6 elements of the person is to be identified as intrinsically one with the self, then see if the self exists as different from these 6 elements. Removing the 6 elements, what do you see? You see nothing left there. If you are sure of this, this is the third essential of understanding the emptiness of objects being different from its intrinsically different from its parts. Good. And these are only 2 possibilities. If the person does exist objectively, either the person should be identified as interested, one with the parts or different from the parts, one with the 6 elements or different from 6 elements. Given that none of these two is true, both the possibilities are ruled out, that there's no room left for the self, that person, to be existing objectively. If you're sure of this, this is the understanding of the emptiness of the provision, that anything which is empty of intrinsic one with its parts and empty of intrinsic different from its parts entails the emptiness of objective existence of the person. Yes, that's true. Okay, now in our ultimate analysis, where do you see that person as objectively? Nowhere to be seen. It's not what I'm inventing. This is what I'm discovering. Amazing. All my attachment dissolves. Fear, jealousy, and so forth attached to this attachment related to the person dissolves. Wow, that's amazing. It's not that the person is not there, because that person is there or not there is not decided by the ultimate analysis. That is decided by conventional analysis. What's conventional analysis? Come out of this ultimate analysis, your mind will move from the ultimate analysis group to conventional analysis. Again, the person comes back, coming out of the meditation, again comes back in your mind. But when you go to ultimate analysis, again it disappears. Coming out of meditation, again the person comes back. There's constant appearance, disappearance happening. But on the object level, there's no change. Any change involved is a change happening on the subject. And given that the person is also part of that change, appears, disappears, therefore that's also purely subjective. Yes, the person does exist as just a projection of my own mind, not really there as objectively there for me to be glued there, to move to. There's nothing there from the object for my mind to go there. So my mind finds rest. This is amazing. Okay, quickly see, in the ultimate analysis, the person is nowhere to be seen. A tinge of fear arises. Tickling sensations arise everywhere. Cold waves flow through your body. Slowly transform this wisdom of emptiness into a spotlessly clean, thumb-sized white vajra, vertically sitting on the muddixier of the heart. Okay, that's amazing. I'm so fortunate that Thosamling created this platform for us to do the practice collectively. I'm so fortunate. And now after the non-dual bodhicittas, meaning 2 bodhicittas. One is conventional bodhicitta, the true bodhicitta, and the second one, ultimate bodhicitta, which is namesake bodhicitta, which the label bodhicitta, but actually it's not the real bodhicitta. Real bodhicitta is conventional bodhicitta. The moon depicting the conventional bodhicitta, the altruistic desire to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, to exterminate the self-centered attitude. And Vajra is symbolic of the ultimate bodhicitta, which is non-dual wisdom of the Arya Bodhisattvas, to counter all the mental defilements, afflictive, both afflictive and cognitive obscurations. Okay, I'm so fortunate. That's amazing. Let's not forget that your two parents, your children, your family members, your husband, wife, your parents, all sentient beings are suffering terribly because of the self-grasping and self-centered attitude. Yes, out of incredibly great compassion that you feel towards them, this compassion invokes the Vajramuni at your heart to multiply infinite number of times. Share one side of the Vajramoon from your heart with your mother at her heart. Share one side of the Vajramoon with your father at his heart, with each one of your children, each one of family members, each one of the person, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, helpings, god and goddesses, spirits here in Thosamling, each one of beings in India, in your own country, in the entire world, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, in the entire universe. Wow, I'm so glad that today I can see that all my dear messenger beings can possibly can get out of samsara, get out of the miseries, and experience the ultimate happiness of the Buddhahood. Yes. Let's also not forget that all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they're watching us. Why not we invite all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to be the guest and the witness to our undertaking the ceremony of taking the expression Bodhisattva vow. As a gesture making request to all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to be the witness our guests, along with all dear sentient beings, let us slowly start to make 3 prostrations all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Okay, see if you can sit on your right knees, and since it will take a little time, in between if you feel the pain in your legs, then you can sit comfortably at that point. Okay, now the wholeheartedly visualize all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us. Just here, witnessing us, what we are doing, witnessing the event that we are doing here. Like the two parents, you as a little girl or a little boy, age 4 or 5, for the first time in your life, making a public appearance on behalf of your school, and your parents, they leave behind all what they have to do that day to join the audience, waving their hands to you, feeling so proud of you. This is exactly what all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas are doing. They are so happy to witness what you're doing here. As requested, they came just for this purpose, and it's a matter of our karma. We don't have this karma to see them. Otherwise, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they are here to really be the witness to what you're doing here. And imagine all your family members, your children, your parents, all the family members with you, around you, and all dear sentient beings with you. And you're inspiring them to join you to take the expression Bodhisattva vow. And let us recite the verses. I'm not going to explain the words today. You know the meanings, so let us try to reflect on the meanings of these the verses. Okay, wholeheartedly say this 3 times. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind Boddhicitta, and just as the successful dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Boddhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Boddhicitta, and just as the successful dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Boddhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Boddhicitta, and just as the successful dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Boddhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train the Bodhisattva practices. You feel the joy of having received the aspect of Bodhisattva vow. We are so fortunate that we are engaged in these virtues. Just imagine that engaging such virtues, we can't imagine somebody of that gesture ever becoming a terrorist or ever becoming somebody to engage in mass killing and so forth. Never can that be possible. So this is all the benefit and this grace of the grace of the gift that you can possibly think of making to all the sentient beings, and today you did it. And this is the best of the offerings that you can make to all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. The Buddha himself declared that better than offering the whole universe filled with gems to Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, is a single moment of generating compassion for other beings. And today you did it. You generated the Boddhicitta, the altruistic Boddhicitta. And of your life we see that the greatest meaning is to extract, to do what we did today, cultivating Bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness. We did it. So you have extracted, given such a meaning to your life. So with this mind, imagine all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, so proud. And the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, their pride and happiness invoke the Vajramuni at their hearts to multiply infinite number of times. They descend to merge with the one that visualizes your heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, all the replicas of Vajramuni from the hearts of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they descend to descend to merge with the one that visualizes at the which you have shared with your parents, your children, all family members, all dear sentient beings, to become non-dual with the what you have shared with, and they are stabilized and they are blessed. This is amazingly great, meaningful day today. This is amazing. Within this life, we see that this event of taking the aspect of Bodhisattva vow, after having learned about the Boddhicitta, after having learned about the wisdom of emptiness, what a joy! This is something which really deserves to be celebrated. So all these wonders are happening, magic, the miracle is happening, all because of the kindness of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. As a gesture of thanking them, along with all demon sentient beings, let us slowly stand and make 3 prostrations to thank all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Okay, page 51. Please take your seats. throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Bodhicittas even in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Bodhicittas even in the course of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Bodhicittas even in the course of my life. In order to further increase this Bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized and awakened the mind of Bodhicitta in this way should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit, having well obtained this human existence. I've been born in the family of the Buddha and now one of Buddha's children. Thus whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied trace. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakened mind has been born within me. Is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death, is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world. Is the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease, is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is a universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the channel of the middle of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence, who wish to experience the boundless happiness, this will satisfy them with joy, and it shall place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, all be joyful. Dedication. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, and bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the cheerleading Buddha for all those whose minds were surmised blind of ignorance. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvahadyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvahadyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvahadyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Okay, 3 restorations.